Okay, so today we are going to be dealing with a essential topic matter on our MSME clinics. There are various issues that borders the micro, small, medium enterprises. So in our clinic session today, I bring you a very critical and a very important issue that I believe sincerely, if we're able to deal with it, we're going to be able to get our world right. Okay, you talk about American nation, you talk about Canada, you talk about Europe, and even in Russia, they have used this subject matter to talk to the world, and they've been able to transform. And I believe sincerely, if we imbibe this principle and value, which I'm going to be talking to you about in a short few minutes, I believe that we're going to transform our world. Okay, so if we get the cooperative values and principle right, we'll get this world right. And a lot of people try to form one form of self-help or one form of cooperative without actually knowing what these values and principles are. And it is my best wish today in today's clinic to address this issue, believing that all of us will imbibe this value. We already know about them and be able to use this principle to be able to transform our world. So I bring you the good news of cooperative values and principles. So by a way of definition, cooperative is an autonomous association of persons united voluntarily to meet their common economic, social, and cultural needs and aspiration through a jointly owned and democratically controlled enterprise. So by this definition, you will agree with me that a cooperative is an enterprise and it is a business. So therefore, we're going to be looking at the values and the principles, okay? But before I go into the values and the principle, let's go through that definition again. It is an autonomous association, okay? So, and it's of persons united voluntarily, okay, to meet a common economic, number one, two, social, and three, cultural aspirations through jointly and democratically controlled enterprise, okay? We commonly hear that word, one man, one vote. Okay, so that acronym, that concept came in from understanding what cooperative are, okay? And it's different from an enterprise that is registered by government by a way of maybe corporate affairs commission, as it's being called in Nigeria, okay? So corporate affairs commission. So whatever a CAC registered organization or an enterprise registered organization can do for you, similarly, a cooperative should be able to do that for you. So the reason I'm bringing it to you is that a lot of you have started one form of self-help, one form of cooperative, without necessarily knowing what these values are. So I bring you the values, and it's very important. Cooperatives are based on the values of self-help, okay? They essentially want to meet together to be able to help each other in one way or the other. So self-help is one of the values, okay? That is a problem in the community which we are trying to address. So what do? We jointly come together to be able to self-help ourselves. The second responsibility is, the second value is that of self-responsibility, okay? Then you talk about democracy. Democracy as we practice today in this world is at the heart of what a cooperative should be. Then you talk about issues such as equality and equity. And of course, there has to be solidarity. So in the tradition of the founders of cooperative, and bear in mind that cooperative has been long formed and long brought into bear long time ago. So in the founder, cooperative members believe in the ethical values of honesty. Okay, so you ask yourself, I want to join a self-help group. Am I a honest person? Okay, you must be open, you must be socially responsible, and you must be able to care for others. So these are the values that a cooperator, in short, can be called. Then, of course, there are about 7 principles that this, as a cooperator, you must operate upon. And I need you to follow me one by one as I take on them. Okay, so if you take this principle, my belief sincerely, and we take this principle and inject it into our daily lives, and I believe that the world will be transformed. Number one principle of a cooperative is that it is a voluntary and open organization. Okay? You join voluntarily and it is open. It is not a secret society. Okay? So you join based on your conviction on probably the benefits that those cooperative probably have in place. Okay? You can have as many cooperative as many as possible. Okay? And one of the things we normally discourage is a problem where family form cooperative, or you have husband and wife being cooperative. Okay? If you have a scenario like that, it may not help that cooperative to grow at the end of the day. Number two is that it is democratic member control. So once you find yourself in a cooperative meeting, every decision that has to be taken based on democracy. Okay? I mentioned to you one man, one vote. In a CSC registered company or in an enterprise registered company, shares are allocated and votes are carried out by the value of the shares that you have. But in cooperative, irrespective of what your share values are, okay, it is one man, one vote. And for every decision that has to be taken, there has to be democracy. There has to be by voting, okay? And the majority will always carry the day, and we always say that the minority will always have their say. All these principles take their basis for being a cooperative member. So for every politician today, I will urge you that if you go through the route of being a member of cooperative, then your journey towards a successful politician may be a better way. So number three is member economic participation. So what does that mean? Membership economic participation means that the moment you subscribe to be a member of that cooperative, then you must have to make contributions. Okay? Money is at the root of all evil, but I tell you that for any cooperative to progress, there has to be contribution. You must attend meetings. You must have your dues that you're paying. If there are other fees that the other cooperative members are paying, you are eligible to pay that. Okay? So, and we always urge cooperative society that, look, if members subscribe and they refuse to attend meetings, our recommendation is simple. Okay? Make sure that you find them for that. And if a member gets absent without due permission, then you can also charge him for that. Okay, so number three is member economic participation. Then number four has to do with autonomy and independence. Okay, so like I said, CSC registered company or enterprise registered company, whatever they can do, a cooperative society can also do. Okay, it's independent of government. But however, a cooperative can work with government to be able to achieve some particular goals. Okay, so a cooperative is autonomous and it is independent. Number five is about education, training, and information. This is at the heart of every cooperative society. Members must attend trainings. Members must provide trainings for themselves. Then there must be information. Today's world is ruled by information. Okay? So, and a cooperative should train themselves from time to time to be able to be abreast of how they can help themselves, be a self-help group. And of course, you have number six, which talks about cooperation among cooperatives. Okay? So, there can be large cooperatives, there can be smaller cooperatives, but there must be synergy among them, and they must be willing and available to be able to help themselves. The bigger ones helping the small ones to grow, so that at the end of the day, we grow. I will often say that the sky is wide enough for two birds to fly without colliding with themselves. So the bigger cooperative must of necessity try to see how they can help the small one. So by way of rounding up, the seventh principle talks about concern for the community. Every cooperatives are community-based. Okay? And you discover that in every community, there are one issues or the other which the cooperative may try to find a way to be able to resolve. Okay? In the corporate world, they call it corporate social responsibility. But for us in the cooperative movement, we call it concern for the community. Is it erosion matter that you are dealing with? Are you dealing with the issue of empowerment? Are you dealing with the issue of helping members to teach members how to save, how to farm, and how to go into other enterprises? So basically, I have brought you the message of values and principles for cooperative. And it's a way of rounding up. A cooperative is an autonomous association of persons united voluntarily to be able to meet their economic needs, social and cultural needs and aspirations through a jointly owned and democratically controlled enterprise. So Basically, it is a business. And the values includes self-help, self-responsibility, democracy, equality and equity. Then you talk about solidarity. And of course, if you are in a cooperative movement, the values of honesty, openness, social responsibility, and caring for others must be at your heart. And of course, we talked about the 7 principles, which has to do with voluntary and open membership, democratic member control, member economic participation, autonomy, and independence. Then we talked about education, training, and information. And of course, we rounded up by saying that there must be corporations are more cooperative. And lastly, the concept of concern for the community. So if you do require additional information in dealing with cooperative, you can reach out to us on social media handles that are scrolling on the platform. You reach out to us. We have a whole complete package that will help you to set up, to manage, to finance, and to be able to transform your cooperative movement. And wherever you are in the world, you are in Canada, you are in America, you are in Europe, you are in the UK, you can call on us and we'll be available. Okay, if in case you cannot do physical, we will be able to engage with you by virtual means. So do have a great day ahead. Thank you very much.